People were looking for him. He was gone. They went out to hear him. He was gone. So he had this testimony that he pleased the Most High. So he had a testimony. Our forefathers, hey, I'm reading this out of the book of Hebrews in the New Testament. So you can't tell me that the Hebrews did not know about Enoch. We're reading this from the book of the Hebrews. Okay? So we know about Enoch. But someone is hiding Enoch from us. You don't know about the end times if you don't understand before the flood. It's impossible. As in the days of Noah, then shall the coming of the Son of Man be. But our society in this earth today have hid before the flood from us and gave us just a story of a guy and his children in a boat and a few animals. That's it. We're not telling us how was society so degraded? Why was it destroyed? Who taught the sin? Who was behind the evil that corrupted mankind? Shouldn't we know that if we're trying to be saved? When you go to the book of Jude, it tells you that Enoch prophesied of the fallen angels. Let's go to the book of Jude in the Bible, which means Jude, the disciple, Jude, knew about Enoch. Let's go to Jude 1 and 6 verse. Let's go to Jude 1 and 6. And that book is right before Revelations. It's a small book. Right before the book of Revelations. Jude, the first chapter and the 6th verse.
Jude, verse 6. And the angels, which kept not their first estate, but left their own habitation, he hath reserved in everlasting chains under darkness unto the judgment of the great day.
So there were some angels that left their first estate, who are in chains, who have been bound until the day of judgment, according to the book of Jude. Read.
Verse 7. Even as Sodom and Gomorrah, and the cities about them in like manner, giving themselves over to fornication, and going after strange flesh, are set forth for an example, suffering the vengeance of eternal fire.
Give you another example of a city that was influenced by fallen angels, by spirits, by Nephilim. So through time, this happens through all their societies. They give great technology to a society. They demoralize the leaders and put them in place over the people. They start doing all types of tests on the animals and creation and deal with all types of sacrifice and evil doings. And it comes to a point where the height of their empire, homosexuality, breaks out, and they look to destroy the Most High's creation altogether. And on top of that, violence, wars, and destruction happens to a point where the Most High just say, listen, it's time to halt this. And this has happened in every society. Satan have took a hold on these cities up until our modern time. Let's go to the book, we're still in the book of Jude, and read the 14th verse.
Verse 14. And Enoch also, the seventh from Adam, prophesied of these.
So Enoch prophesied of these fallen angels, according to the Bible. I mean, why don't preachers go into this? You know why? Because preachers are not taught to teach the Bible. They're not set up to teach the Bible. They're set up to go to theologian seminary school, the same as someone who wants to teach math, or someone that wants to teach English in school. You must learn the curriculum that's relayed to the populace or to your congregation or class. It's not set up to teach the Bible. It's set up so that they can continue the perpetual lies that was given to us by slave masters and those that follow Satan himself. Read.
Verse 14. And Enoch also, the seventh from Adam, prophesied of these.
Let's see what he prophesied. Let's read the 15th verse.
Verse 15. To execute judgment upon all, and to convince all that are ungodly among them all, to convince them, to execute judgment upon all, and to convince all that are ungodly among them of all their ungodly deeds, which they have ungodly committed, and of all their hard speeches, which ungodly sinners have spoken against him.
And it says, it talks about their hard speeches, which ungodly sinners have spoken against the Most High. Why? Because people will sin, and then they'll start blaming the Most High. Or they'll come on the other side and say, well, listen, the Most High made me this way. When the Most High have never tempted man to sin. That's in the book of James. Or they'll say the Most High don't exist. I mean, it's weird me even repeating that they say that. But these are the things, these are the hard speeches they make against the Most High. Evolution. The New Age movement, that you're God. That it's okay to do what you want to do because that's what life is about. These are all speeches against the Most High himself. All right? So this is what they taught. And these fallen angels, when they came to the earth, they had technology, they had knowledge that mankind knew nothing of. So what? They were being worshipped as gods. So people started looking at them as these great, what you would call, because they had magic, they had power, they had strength, like superheroes. So mankind stopped looking to the Most High and started looking to them. And looking at the technology that these fallen angels were delivering to them. Okay? When it came to how to super beautify the woman, who you think taught that? To make a woman enticing. I mean, these guys were able to do super makeovers to where a woman is already beautiful, but on this side, you look at her after this, and man, she's like she just floated out of the heavens. All these things were taught. Then war was taught, how to kill a man, how to destroy and kill a man. So let's go into the book of Enoch. First, I want to read this testimony that Enoch left, almost verbatim of what Jude quoted, to prove to you that Jude must have been reading the book of Enoch. Let's go there.
Enoch, chapter 1, verse 9.
1 and 9, paralleling directly what we read in the book of Jude out of the Bible. Now, mind you, Revelations, Daniel, the book of Jude, all these particular books was actually non-canonical until around the 8th century. So my question is, how is it that at one time it was heretical reading? If you were reading Jude, Enoch, or Jude, Enoch, or the book of Daniel in the early hundreds after Constantine, they would have called you a heretic. They tried to make it so that these particular books wouldn't be the foundation of doctrine. So later on, they let them in as canonical. When you get an opportunity to yourself, go to the canonization of the Bible, and it'll give you dates on what books and when they were canonized. A matter of fact, I'm going to put that together anyway. I had a list of that, but I'm going to put that together again so you'll have it. So it was all strategic. They didn't want these particular books being the base record of the doctrine that they would deliver the world. They just wanted people to focus on Christ, knowing that they would twist the true teachings of Christ and deliver people a new Christ. So they wanted that to be the focus, opposed to the basis of how this earth we're in came to what it is at our time. They couldn't deceive the people if we understood how it happened from